For the beginning, a few words about Talum. Talum is a producer of primary aluminum. It's situated in Slovenia, near Austrian border. Just a few basic information. We were established in 1942, during the Second World War. The plan was to produce the aluminum in Kidričevo, in Talum, and to produce the airplanes in Maribor. Both cities were connected with a tunnel during the World War. So at the end of the war, the erection of the company was stopped, and in '54 we produced the first aluminum. So we are celebrating the 65 years of production in next month. Number of employees, 1,500, ownership, LS, TSL, Slovenian. The production of primary aluminum, 84,000 tons, recycling, 70,000 tons, revenue, around 355 million euros. Our base load is 120 megawatts, and 110 megawatts is consumed in the electrolyzers in pot room. Energy consumption, yearly 1.1 terawatt hours, and we have to say some words about energy efficiency, because a lot of information is out there that the production of primary aluminum is very energy demanding. We are on the second place in the world regarding the energy efficiency. A few words about our processes. Aluminum is produced in electrolyzers, is 160 cells connected in series. Then the second part is recycling and remelting of scrap aluminum. Our production groups are billets that are used in automotive industry and building industry. Foundry alloys, more or less, in automotive industry, slugs and discs, in chemistry and food. Then different parts of different castings. Something wrong with the picture, but nevertheless, and evaporators. Okay, our doubts and questions before starting the projects. The basic of the electrolysis process is to be stable, more or less all the time, because every deviation, instability, means that energy consumption is higher than we would like, and if we see that we use more than 1 terawatt hour of electricity per year, we can imagine how many tens of millions of euros we spend for electricity. So the stability, energy efficiency, yeah, that's our, let's say, mantra for decades already. That's nothing new for us. Well, the question was, do we know any electrolyzers in the world that has been engaged in such a, let's say, experiment or development project? We know, and we also are engaged in tertiary services already for a few years now, but not in the secondary, because we didn't have any ideas what can happen with our process if we change the set point every 2 seconds, plus minus few megawatts. So this was our big fear. And yes, a lot of skepticism, what can happen. But we were thinking about if LS is starting such a big development and research project, and this is not the only one, quite a few of them. And GenI, we know it's very innovative for years now, so we said, okay, let's trust them and let's try. But we have some plugs. We had some plugs inside the project, so we were still, let's say, on the top of our process. Our expectations. let's say, what are we going to learn about our process? We knew at the beginning of the project that we will have some tests, but all of them were discussed or agreed a few days in front. So we know exactly what is the, in what status is our process, and whether we can allow the project to influence our process at that time. What would be the is it better to eventually? What would be the additional costs to the process? If we influence the process, yes, there are some costs. I explained a little bit about the energy use. Another question, is there any market potential for us as an end consumer? And what are the experience of other partners? We heard that there were quite some partners involved, and we wanted to learn how did they approach to the project, and what were their experiences, and whether we can learn from them to add some other processes, not only potline, to the services in the future. Implementation. The equipment which was seen in the movie was placed directly into our master regulator system for the potline. And this was the first time actually that somebody from outside the Talum was allowed to let's say mess with our regulation in a pot room. And yes, as I said before, we had exclusive right to shut down the DR system that was installed, because if we would have some problems within the testing period, we would have to shut down the DR system. As I said, all the testings were agreed in advance. And we established we didn't have any complications with testing, with equipment whatsoever. Conclusions and benefits. We found out that our process is rigid enough to be involved also in secondary reserve. So we are now involved in this service with LS for quite some months now, and we have very positive conclusions from that. What we realized that the customers are vital parts of the grids, not only big one as we are. I would say also small one, of course, through the aggregators. Broad partnerships are quite simple. We had in the future some obstacles that we made them by ourselves. It's quite easy to make partnership if we all have a common goal, and we have seen through the project that we do have the common goal, and that the stability of the grids is manageable, I would say, from our point of view. The future, our future participation in projects. Again, we are critically dependent on grid stability. So yes, we are open to such projects. I would like to stress out that the process of electrolysis can be without electricity maximum 2 hours. That didn't happen not once in our past, so that means that we need stable system, stable grid, and therefore if we have some capability to help it to be stable, yes, we have to do it. Not only that we wish to do it, we have to do it. Yeah, we are open to future research and development projects. and to all new approaches in energy management. But yes, one perspective is also we are the company that are producing and we need revenue. So yes, we have economic benefit from the project also. Not only 2 beers, a little bit more, so we need some time to drink it. And yeah, at the end, I would like to thank you for attention, and also thank to all the partners that were very, very cooperative. And if somebody would like to know something more about Talum or see it, please welcome. Thank you.